Betsy Ardma murder. Betsy Ruth Ardma was a 22-year-old American graduate student. On the afternoon of November 28, 1969, graduate English student Betsy Ardma went to the library on the campus of Penn State to research a project she was doing. First, she spoke to a professor in the office within the library building at some point between 4:45 and 4:55 that afternoon. She went into row 51 of the narrow stacks in the basement of the library. The stacks went all the way to the end of the wall, and they were so narrow that only one person could fit down them. When Betsy walked down, someone followed behind her, and in one swift move, he or she reached over Betsy's shoulder and plunged a single-edged hunting knife into her heart. The killer pulled the knife out of Betsy's chest, wiped off the blood, put it away, and walked out of the stacks. Betsy died alone on the floor of the library within 5 minutes. No one heard any screams, and no one saw anyone else near the stacks. To this very day, it is not known who the killer is. What is known is that the killer was strong and determined, because stabbing someone through the breastbone is incredibly hard, and you need a lot of force. The police also speculate that she went to the library to meet someone because she was wearing the red dress her roommate said she wore when she went out on dates. Today, it's said Betsy's ghost haunts the Penn State Library, still roaming the library looking for the person she was supposed to meet. The death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was last seen on January 31st, 2013, in the lobby of the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She was vacationing through the West Coast, documenting the trip on her blog and checking in with her parents every day. On January 31st, those calls stopped. Lam vanished. Soon the police were involved, and her parents arrived to help them search. They had nothing. That February, LAPD released elevator surveillance footage of Lam before her disappearance. The footage shows Lam behaving strangely in the elevator, appearing to talk with invisible people, peering around the corner of the door, crouching in the corner, and opening and closing the door. But what exactly is going on in this video raises more questions than answers. The theories range from psychotic episodes to demonic possession to unknown assailants just out of the camera's view. Around that time, the hotel guests started reporting weird things happening with the Cecil Hotel water supply. On the morning of February 19th, a hotel employee climbed the roof and used a ladder to investigate the hotel's water storage tank. That's where authorities found the decomposing naked body of Lam, whose personal items were found nearby. After an autopsy, her death was labeled accidental. The tank has a metal latch that can be opened, but authorities said access to the roof is secured with an alarm and lock. The single-room occupancy hotel has an unusual history. Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, who was found guilty of 14 slayings in the 1980s, lived on the 14th floor several months in 1985. An international serial killer, Jack Unterweger, is suspected of murdering 3 prostitutes during the time he lived there in 1991. He killed himself in jail in 1994. In 1962, a female occupant jumped out of the hotel's window, killing herself and pedestrians on whom she landed. The Phone Stalker. In 2007, ABC News documented a series of cell phone calls to families with terrifyingly specific death threats. The unidentified callers knew exactly what families were doing and what they were wearing. The families say the calls come in at all hours of the night, threatening to kill their children, their pets, and grandparents. Voicemails arrive, playing recordings of their private conversations, including one with a local police detective. The caller knows, the family said, what they're wearing and what they're doing. After months of investigating, police seem to be powerless to stop them. This went on with the Kuykendall family for months, who reported a caller with a scratchy voice threatening to slit their throats. When the Fircrest, Washington police tried to find the culprit, the calls were tracked down to the Kuykendall's own phones. Even when they were turned off, it got worse. The Kuykendalls and 2 other Fircrest families told ABC News that they believe the callers are using their cell phones to spy on them. They say the hackers know their every move, where they are, what they are doing, and what they are wearing. The callers have recorded private conversations, the family and the police said, including a meeting with a local detective. Yeah, that was the last one. Don't forget to share and click subscribe. Thanks for watching.